All right, so the next talk is going to be by Łukasz Kaczmarek. Łukasz is a zoologist working in the Department of Animal Taxonomy and Ecology at University of Adam Mickiewicz in Poznań, where he studies tardigrades. He discovered and described many species of these little animals. He was rewarded for many times for his work, and he also teaches astrobiology at the university. Łukasz, please, you can start.
Okay, do you hear me? Because sometimes yes. My headphones not working, but okay, it's okay. I try to show you my presentation now. But I don't know why.
There is a small button on the bottom. Crossover screen.
Yes, but.
It works.
It's working.
Yeah, just make it full screen.
And now?
Great.
Yes, it works. Thank you.
I'm happy, thank you. Sorry for the problems. As you can see on the picture, it's time for something completely different. I mean the tardigrades. I want to tell you some story about the very small animals which can live almost everywhere. And one person in the past just said about them that they are probably the toughest animals on the earth, and they can survive almost everywhere. But first, we need to know how the tardigrades looks like. We have two different groups of tardigrades, ewe and heterotardigrades. The main difference is the dorsal cuticle. In ewe tardigrades, the dorsal cuticle is flexible. In heterotardigrades, we have very hard dorsal plates, and the heterotardigrades are in general older, evolutionarily older, but the ewe tardigrades are more advanced. But in the most important character of the tardigrades, I mean cryptobiosis, which I explain later, the both groups are almost the same. They can survive in extreme environments almost with the same success. Here you can see the tardigrades in closer look. These pictures are from scanning electron microscopy. On the upper pictures you can see the mouth opening of the tardigrades, and on the pictures on the bottom you can see one animal on the lateral view, and one of them is in dorsal view. Of course, we have the different species here and even different groups. Yeah, we have ewe tardigrades and heterotardigrades, of course, on the pictures. Tardigrades, of course, lay the eggs. And the eggs can be ornamented like those on the right side, and some of them can be smooth like on the left picture, and you also can see the small tardigrades which is just hatching from the egg. Of course, if you look closer on the tardigrades' eggs, they can be really beautiful, and if you want, you can even buy the chains or something like this, like jewelry in the internet. You can buy them, and it is really funny. And all these eggs on this picture belong to the different species. I mean that if you want to identify different species of tardigrades, you need to look on their eggs. And if you want to know how big tardigrades are, they are really, really small. They are really, really tiny. The maximum size is 1 millimeter, but most often they are close to half of the millimeter. Here you can look on these pictures. You can see the tardigrades on the piece of moss. This is a very small piece of moss, and the tardigrades on this moss leaves. If we want to look inside of tardigrades, we will see that tardigrades are quite complicated animals. We will find the gut, we will find the intestine, we will find this blue one on the right side. This is a nervous system. We will find quite simple brain and other organs inside of the animal that which means that they are quite complicated animals, not like bacteria or, I don't know, rotifers or nematodes, where most of organs are very simple. In tardigrades, they are quite complicated. And you will see also a lot of these gray balls inside. They are the cells, which the name of these cells is storage cells, and these cells are really, really important in the process of cryptobiosis. This cryptobiosis I will explain a bit later. What is it? But please remember about these gray cells. Where we can find the tardigrades? The best answer on this question is we can find tardigrades everywhere. If you take a piece of moss, piece of lichens, soil, sediments, almost everything and everywhere, you will find the tardigrades. For example, in Antarctic soil, you can find even few thousand specimens per 1 gram of soil. That means that the tardigrades is plenty of them everywhere. They are living also on the surface of glaciers, on the top of the mountains, on the bottom of ocean, and the deepest in the ocean tardigrades were found 6,000 meters below sea level, and in the mountains almost 6,000 above sea level. That means that they are almost everywhere, and probably also in your garden, of course. What we are doing with tardigrades, of course, the first thing is we need to know what species we have. And in the past, we used only the typical taxonomy based on morphology, but the tardigrades, in tardigrades, these morphological characters are very unified. And in the last years, we are using also DNA barcoding. This is the integrative taxonomy. We use morphological and genetic characteristic of each species. That means that we are extracting tardigrades from the mosses. Later, we are preparing the slides or preparing the DNA analysis, and we identify the exact species. We're also studying, of course, the microbiome of tardigrades, which is quite interesting. For example, in last year, we found Wolbachia. This is the bacteria which is responsible for killing the males, which means that this this causes the parthenogenesis in many animals, including tardigrades. Which means that males maybe will be not necessary in the future. As I promised, I will explain what is the cryptobiosis, which I used this term a few times. This is the latent state. If the animals are in harsh conditions, the tardigrades enter into cryptobiosis to survive these harsh conditions. And you can see the active tardigrades on the top and the fully cryptobiotic animal on the bottom. We have few different types of cryptobiosis. We have anhydrobiosis, when water is lacking. Anoxybiosis, when it's lack of oxygen. Hemobiosis in the high level of toxin. Cryobiosis in the very low temperatures. And osmobiosis when the changes in osmotic pressure are very high. What is interesting, in cryptobiosis, tardigrades can lose even 95% of water from the body. For comparison, I will tell you that if we lose 50...
We have 1 minute.
1 minute only? Oh, sorry.
If you want to have some discussions.
Okay. I should have 9 minutes to 4 and 20 minutes. Okay. Okay, I will try faster. they can survive almost in all extreme habitats, 20 years in room temperature without water, in liquid nitrogen, 150 degrees, very high and very low pressure up to 74,000 atmospheres, and very high doses of radiation, even 9,000 grays for human. 50 grays will kill us. Maybe I will skip a few slides and will tell you how the tardigrades are connected with space and astrobiology. They were used in a few experiments in the space. In summary, tardigrades just survive in the open space. We can just put the tardigrades outside the space, and the tardigrades will survive in the cosmic vacuum. We also tested if the tardigrades can possibly survive on exoplanets. Of course, this is only theoretical paper, but you can see on the graph that, of course, in the value of 1, the tardigrades can survive. This Earth, and Mars is 0.8, which means that tardigrades probably can also survive on Mars. And the exoplanets are on the lowest values, which means that maybe. I think that value around 0.5 means that tardigrades should survive on this planet. That means that we have potentially, we know some exoplanets where tardigrades can survive. For tardigrades in general, also geomagnetic field is very important. This is my study of my PhD student, which show us that all the experiments made in on the space stations maybe not so good to say if the tardigrades can survive on other planets, because the geomagnetic field seems to be very important for tardigrades. And what is interesting for tardigrades also, this is the sleeping beauty hypothesis, and this means that if tardigrades enter into a cryptobiotic state and stay in this state for next 10 years, the tardigrades will wake up after 10 years, and this guy will be still in 6 days old. It means they are not aging during the cryptobiosis. This is really nice that you are go sleep for 10 years and you are wake up and you are still very young and even healthier than before, because your organism used all machinery to improve your organism. What proteins or what possible mechanism of protecting of tardigrades are? There's a lot of proteins we know they are working in this cryptobiosis. We know also the trehalose. This is the sugar which is responsible for the protection of the cells. But we have a lot of problems. I don't want to read them, but you can look on them on the screen. That we know very little about these tiny animals, but we know that we can use these little animals to protect our own cells. For example, in 2016, Japanese scientists showed that DSAP protein, damage suppressor protein, can protect human cells against radiation, Röntgen radiation, and increase the resistance of these cells about 40%. That means that the same mechanism which are working in tardigrades, they are working also in human cells. Of course, the perspectives, this protection DNA, search for life on other planets, prolonging of life, transportation of organs, or hibernation and space travels. This is quite obvious that this is the way how to work with tardigrades. If you want to know more about tardigrades, you can visit Tardigrade newsletter web page. And here, thank you for my team, which I'm working in Poznań. And thank you for your attention, and sorry for the problems on the beginning. And if you have any questions, you can ask.
Thank you very much, Łukasz. That was interesting as usual. I have a question for you. First of all, why the eggs are so different? Do you have any idea or any theories for that? Is it specific? I don't know, they help with something?
No, we don't know why these eggs are so different one to another, and we even not really know why this ornamentation is necessary. There are two different theories, which say one theory is that these different kind of processes on the surface of eggs will help the eggs to stay in the place where they were laid. Because they catch the particles of moss or something like this. But the second opposite theory say that these processes are full of air, and we know it, and they are maybe because the tardigrades want to blow away the eggs somewhere to the different place. That means we still don't know why and for what they use it.
Understand. So what I understood about the about their hibernation, anhydrobiosis, right?
The hibernation is not good word, because this is result for vertebrates. Yeah, this is completely different state.
But in this state, they still do regenerate, right? That's what you said. So the metabolism is slowed, but they can still do some repairs.
Yeah, this is a very hard question, because we don't know if the metabolism is working. We think that it is working, because if not working, that means the tardigrades are dead. And after this, you are adding the water and they wake up. That means the resurrection. And this creates much more problems than the metabolism on very low level. But this mechanism which protect them, which increase their health and so on, are turn on in the moment when they start wake up. They are not during the whole time of anhydrobiosis, because it is probably not possible. Because if you lose 95% of the water from the body, the molecules are so close in the cells that any reactions are not possible. At least some chemists told us this, that any reactions are not possible in this state.
Understand. Thank you so much. We have to go to another talk. Łukasz, congratulations, and we're waiting for another wonderful discoveries about the tardigrades.